के वाघ Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nashik. Our institute is a NBA accredited institute and which is located in state of Maharashtra, India. In this lecture of the subject structural design, we are going to study design of tension members. In the previous lectures, we have seen the structural steel types and their properties and how the sections or structural steel sections are chosen as per the requirement. So what is the design of tension member? Basically here look at this rod, and this rod structural member is subjected axial load acting away. So this is a tension acting on this rod. So what will be the effect of tensile forces and different shapes of structural members, how these members behaves under this tensile load, and as per the behavior, after understanding the behavior of these different shapes of structural steel, we have to analyze all these members as well as design the different sections. So in the outline of the today's lecture, we are going to study first introduction, typical tension member sections and end connections. Then we are going to study failure modes. So there are different failure modes of tensile under the action of tension, that is yielding of cross section, second is rupture of net section, and third is block shear failure. Here we are going to study the different concepts of gross area, net area, and effective net area. Similarly, we are going to study IS 800 2007 limit states different clauses, and here yielding of cross section, net section rupture, block shear failure, serviceability. Now, introduction. Characteristics of tension members. What are the different characteristics of tension member? Here, members subjected to axial force, stretching, uniform stress over the cross section, does not buckle locally or overall. Very efficient members. Strength governed by the material strength. Design is not affected by the classification of sections. Bolt holes affect the strength. Stress in tension members. So when you look at the simple steel rod and subjected to tensile force PP at both ends, then stress on the cross section of this member is nothing but F is equal to load upon effective cross sectional area. Similarly, for cable and welded end connections, A effective is equal to A. For members with bolted connections like this, effective area is equal to gross area minus area of bolt holes. Here these are the open socket, this one is open socket and this is a cable, and here how a single angle section or different double angle sections are connected to the gusset plate by means of welding. So typical use of tension members. So there are variety or different type of structure where tension members are utilized. So for number one, this is a single story building roof truss, and this is a bracing. So in a roof truss, you know, the bottom member is a tie member. Similarly, there are these inclined members or roof trusses, they are also called as tie members. Similarly, in bracing, these inclined members are tie members. Then in brace buildings, the tie or the sloping inverted V-type shape is nothing but a tie member. Similarly, in suspended multi-story buildings, here this hanger is suspended by means of ties at both ends. So this vertical column acts as the suspension unit. All these floors of the building are suspended with the help of central column and at the ends by means of tie members. Similarly, cable stair bridge, all these cables, so there is tension. Similarly, truss bridge. In truss bridge, the bottom chord member and these inclined members are tension members. Similarly, in suspension bridge, this curved main cable as well as deck suspenders are subject to tension. In case of roof trusses, on the top chord, we are connecting the different purlins on the slope by using a sag rod. Sag rod is also a tension member. Let us look at the different photographs of a tie rods in a structure. So here this is a truss-like structure or truss-like through you can say a through column, open wave column, which is connected by means of a tie rods, cross tie rods. Similarly, this photograph is about a overhead water tank, whereas these vertical columns or posts are held together by means of these tie rods. So these are cross bracings of tie rods. Similarly, tie rods bracing tubular trusses. So here these are the tubular trusses, and all the tubular trusses are connected from this truss is connected from bottom and connected to top of the adjacent truss, and bottom of the adjacent truss is connected to the top of this truss. So all these tie rods are subjected to a tension force. Cross section used for tension members. So there are a variety of cross sections which can be used for tension member. This one, angle, T, channel, square, hollow, circular hollow, I shape. This one is a wide flange I section. This is a hollow, built up section, double angle, double channel, back to back. Angle section, diagonally opposite, built up section, threaded round bar, flat bar, round stand rope, locked coil rope. These are the maximum type of sections which are used in the application of structural steel of the industrial structures. So tack welding, built up tension members. So by using a tack weld, different tension members can be fabricated by using a basic structural steel sections. Member end connection. So whenever members are to be connected at the ends, here angles connected through one leg. So these angles, single angles or double angles are connected through one leg. Here there is a gusset plate, G means a gusset plate here. Similarly, single angle is connected by a weld. Well, weld is higher this side, this is shorter, and this is a plane perpendicular to loads. All these are direct welding not accepted in this case. So whenever the vertical column and inclined tensile member to be connected, only provision of welding in the vertical basis is not acceptable. Bolted connection, here what happens, this is a cut UB universal beam section is there, and this universal beam section is connected by means of bolts to the flange of a column. Whereas these are structural hollow section, full strength welds. So in case of structural hollow sections, this vertical large diameter tube is connected by means of inclined small diameter tube. Here special shape is formed with the intersection of this larger tube. Here complete welding is provided at the joints. Member end connections for rods and cables. So whenever there is a cable, open socket is provided. Steel plate or washer is provided in case of anchor socket. This is a cable structural member. So this is structural member. When you want to connect this, steel plate or washer is provided here, anchor socket, cable. Then this is a column, and here this is a small plate, and where rod is connected by using the weld. This one is a purlin, and purlin is connected by means of tie rods. These are cleaves. Turnbuckles possess right hand internal threads on one end and left hand internal threads on other end. By rotating the turnbuckle, the tie rod assembly is drawn tight. This is application of turnbuckle. So when you tight these nuts at the end of this tie rod, automatically tension increases in the rod. Stiffness. So what are the different stiffness requirements? Maximum length to the cylinder ratio, L/R ratio. So tension member in which reversal of direction occurs due to loads other than wind. Maximum cylinder ratio 180. A member subjected to compressive forces resulting only from combination of wind earthquake actions, provided the deformation of such a member does not adversely affect the stresses in any part of structure. So this maximum L/R is for this case is 250. A member normally acting as a tie in a roof truss or a bracing member which is not considered effective when subjected to reversal of stress resulting from the action of wind or earthquake forces, then use L/R ratio 350. And members always in tension other than pre-tension members, L/R ratio is 400. So behavior of tension members. So basically this graph is a comparison of behavior of standard structural steel and behavior of high strength steel. If you observe minutely this graph, the upper yield strength of this standard structural steel is around say 250, whereas yield strength of this high strength steel to the tune of 530 or 40. Here this is yield strength which is at 0.2% option. So here this 0.002 strain is there. Here you can draw a line parallel to the tangent of the initial of the curve. This line is drawn and is cutting that point. This is a yield strength at 0.5% extension. So here the extension is 0.5%, nearer to the 0.5%. So naturally the strength of high strength steel is more than the standard structural steel. Then the yield strength of high strength steel is definitely more than the upper yield point of the standard structural steels. Then shear lag in tension members. So here what happens, whenever this section, these two plates, or you may say these cover plates are connected to the I section. Here whenever these two cover plates are subjected to tension, then initially at this portion, that is XX, the stress distribution at the end is highest and stress distribution at the middle of the section, middle of the I section, is a lower. So this is somewhat parabolic nature in nature. But as we move away, as the length of connection increases, then at the end of this connection the stress distribution which is provided here becomes uniform. So here the stress distribution from connection of one member to another member, whenever we want to join one member to another member, initially stress distribution is not uniform, but gradually as the length of the connection increases, the stress of the connection becomes uniform. So this is nothing but a shear lag effect in a tension member. Stress concentration due to holes. So as we all are aware of that, whenever you punch a hole in any plate and if you apply a force at the edge of the hole, higher stress will be occurring than the stress occurring at the end of the plate, at the edges of the plate. So if average is the stress occurring at the edges of plate, and F max is the maximum concentrated stress acting at the edge of the hole, that is equal to 3F average. Strength as per IS 800 2007. Now whenever we want to find a strength of a given steel section, we have to find out the strength by using the following three categories, and these categories are yielding of the cross section, rupture tearing of the net section, and third one is a block shear failure. So basically these are all the failure patterns, behavior of tension member and tension member. So first, tension member may fail due to yielding of cross section, may rupture tear out due to net section rupture, or it may fail due to block shear. So factor design tension T in the members, T is always less than design tension, tensile force. So their factor design tension or factor load in tension should be less than design strength of the designed member. Yielding of the cross section, design strength. In case of yielding of cross section, here design strength can be found out by using yielding in member similar to that of a tension coupon. So here TDG is equal to Fy Ag upon gamma mo, whereas gamma mo is equal to 1.1. So this TD is nothing but a yielding, tensile yielding of the cross section, and this is the strength of yielding of the cross section, TDG. So Ag is the gross area of the cross section, mm square. Fy is the yield strength of the material, MPa. Now let us learn about the tearing of the net section or net section rupture. When you look at this photograph, in this photograph, you can see a tapered plate or tapered plates are connected by using a rivets. Whenever tensile force is acting away from each other, then here this tensile force is acting in this direction and the failure is taking in this direction. So therefore here the tearing of section takes place. So whenever there is a weakest section, weakest axis on which there is a possibility that the area is lowest, so therefore it has broken at this plane. So design strain due to rupture of critical section for plates, TDN is equal to 0.9 FU AN upon gamma 1. where gamma m1 is equal to 1.25. So in this formula, AN is the net effective area of the cross section in mm square, Fu is the ultimate strength of the material MPa. Now net area of cross section AN. So whenever you look at different diagrams, all possible failure patterns should be considered. So whenever the boltings are provided like this, you must consider a failure may take place like this. You may consider a failure may take place like this. You must have to consider failure may take place like this. And so there are different patterns of failure, possible failure patterns for different types of bolting patterns. Net effective area for staggered fasteners. Staggered net effective area for staggered fasteners. Here in the diagram, if fasteners are staggered like this, the AN is equal to, in rectangular bracket and another circular bracket, circular bracket, B minus NDH plus sigma in bracket P square upon 4G bracket completed, rectangular bracket completed into T. So this is the effective net area for staggered fasteners. Now net area fasteners in more than one plane. Net area fasteners in more than one plane. So here these diagrams indicates what is the distance of center of hole from the right angle of the angle section and what should be the GB and GC. Tearing of net section, that is we are going to study here tearing net section, that is angles. So here whenever we connect single angle section by using a gusset plate, whenever tension is applied here, the stress in the connected angle will be initially full, but the outstanding leg will cover the maximum stress. From here it starts taking the stress and finally it becomes uniform at this point. That means if you want to make uniform transfer of a tensile force from one member to another member, length of connection should be increased. So single or double angles, the design strength TDN either bolted or welded including the shear leg effect, TDN is equal to 0.9 Fu upon ANC, 0.9 Fu ANC upon gamma m1 plus beta AGO Fy upon gamma m1. So where beta is equal to 1.4 minus 0.076 in bracket W upon T bracket computed into another bracket Fu upon Fy bracket computed in another bracket Bs upon L bracket computed whole less than equal to Fu into gamma mo divided by Fy gamma m1 whole should be greater than equal to 0.7. So definition of BS. BS is the shear distance from the edge of the outstanding leg to the nearest line of fasteners measured along the center line of the legs in the cross section. So whenever, for this case, this is a gusset plate and this is the angle section. So in this angle section, this is the outstanding leg and this is a connected leg. So whenever you want to find out the shear distance BS, that is equal to W, this W plus G minus T. So this W plus this is G minus thickness. So it's for bolted connection. Whenever a single angle section is connected to gusset plate by means of welding, side welding or fillet welding, then BS is equal to W. Tearing of net section. Now let us learn about what is the tearing of net section and how it is found out. Alternatively, the tearing strength of a net section TDN is equal to alpha AN Fu upon gamma m1, where gamma m1 is equal to 1.25. Here AN is the net area of total cross section, Fu is the ultimate stress of the material, and while taking value of alpha, this alpha value depends on number of bolts. So alpha value is equal to 0.6 for 1 or 2 bolts, alpha is taken as 0.7 for 3 bolts, and it is taken as 0.8 for 4 or more bolts in the end connections or equivalent weld length. Now let us observe the block shear failure. So here the gusset plates and the bolted connections are these plates, you may say, uniformly varying section of the plate and they are connected by means of bolts, and here the section have been failed along. This is actually whenever forces are acting in this direction, these are tensile forces along acting in this direction. So here these planes are shear plane, these planes are shear plane, where this is a tensile. So this block shear failure is a combination of shear, major is a shear failure, and perpendicular to load is a tensile failure plane. So the Hartford Civil Center roof collapse on January 17, 1978 due to heavy snowstorm triggered the investigations on block shear failure. In this, failure of the member occurs along a path involving tension on one plane and shear on a perpendicular plane along the fasteners. Block shear in plates and angles. Now there are different failure pattern in case of plates and angles. So the block shear in plates, so whenever these two plates are joined by using suppose 4 bolt 1 2 3 4, then the plate or this plate will fail, or rather you can say that a right side plate will fail along section 1 2 3 4, and this 1 2 3 4 block will be removed from the total plate. Whereas in case of single angle connected to the gusset plate, so here again 1 2 3 4 bolts are there, whole angle block from 1 2 and 3 along this dotted line will be removed from the angle, and that is called as block shear. So therefore let us learn the block shear strength TDB of the connection, and here TDB shall be taken the smaller value of TDB1 or TDB2. So TDB1 is AVG Fy upon under root 3 gamma MO plus 0.9 FU ATN upon gamma M1, or TDB2 is equal to 0.9 FU AVN whole divided by under root 3 gamma M1 plus Fy ATG upon gamma M1. So while designing a steel tension member, we have to consider minimum of these two values. So actually this formula, both the formulas is a combination of shear failure and a tension failure. Examples of a block shear failure. So here these diagrams are self-explanatory regarding how different end ends or different connections affect the block shear failure. So here single angle connected by 2 bolts, here single angle connected by weld, symmetrical weld. This failure takes place like this whenever double angles are connected to the horizontal member like this back to back. A shear block failure may take place like this, or may happen like this. Displacement of a tension member, the increase in the length of the member under service loads. So what is that is nothing but a displacement, means it's a deformation. So PL upon AG should be less than allowable deflection. Threaded rods. In case of a rafters of a pitched roof, all these purlins are connected through their waves by using these sag rods. So these sag rods keep all the purlins intact together, and therefore while keeping these purlins together, preventing them from sliding down under the action of loads or lifting upwards by using these sag rods. Therefore design strength is given by TDN is equal to 0.9 FUAN upon gamma N1. Design of a tension members. Now let us learn, or let us note down the different steps, design steps, in the design steps of a tension member. So number one, first obtain the net area required, AN. AN is equal to TU upon FU gamma M1. So from the given working load, you convert your working load into the ultimate load, or you can say factored load, and then use this formula, you will get a net area required. Then the required gross area is increased to the tune of 25% to the 40%. Therefore check the required gross area against AG is equal to TU upon FY upon gamma M1. Choose a suitable trial section. Choose a suitable trial section using IS 808 1989 to meet the required gross area. Now calculate the number of, actually there is a mistake here. It is written member, but it's not the member, it's the number. If the number of bolts or length of weld required for the member end connection. That means before design, after finding a gross area requirement, the next step is to design a connection. So we have to assume whether it's a bolted connection or a welded connection. So you have to find out number of bolts or length of the weld. Then calculate the net area. Now check for the cross section yielding, net section rupture and block shape. So after finding number of bolts or welded length, then you have to check the given cross section and given end connection, whether bolts or welds. You have to find out its cross section yielding, net section rupture and block shape failure equations or failure loads. If the design strength is smaller than or too larger than the design force, choose a new trial section and repeat the design process until a satisfactory design is obtained. Check whether error ratio and deflections are within limits. So this is nothing but efficiency. So what is efficiency of tension member? So eta is equal to TD whole divided by TD upon AG into Fy upon gamma. So efficiency may be reduced due to the bolt hole, shear lag, block shear. Lug angles. Whenever, in case of tension members, whenever single angles to be connected to the gusset plate, and if number of bolts are larger, the length of connection becomes larger. In that case, lug angles are provided on one side of a single angle section, or in case of connection of channel to the gusset plate, the two lug angles can be provided on the both sides whenever length of connection is larger. Splices. So splices in tension members, here these two tension members are to be separated. These are connected together by using a splice. So this actual plate is nothing but a splice. Again these are the two hatch plates, bottom port and topmost plates, by using two butt faced plates. So this is nothing but a case study of a hat regency walkway collapse. So here from the figure it will be clear to you, this is actually a walkway. You must know, if you want to travel from one building to another building, or from one end of the road to another end of the road, these walkways are necessary. And now in this walkway, they have considered these vertical bolts like this. So these bolts are carrying force 2P and P downward, and there is a vertical tension acting on the bolt. So a multi-story atrium which had suspended concrete walkways. The fourth and second floor walkways hung one above the other by 32 mm steel tension rods. On July 17, 1981, the fourth floor walkway failed and fell on a lower walkway, then crashing into the floor, killing 114 people and injuring 185. So this case study is directly related to the design of tension member. That means if you do not take great care while designing a tension member, then there is a possibility of accidents or failure of structure. So this is the end of design of tension member. Thank you very much. Thanks once again.